Hey everybody, it's Garrett over here at Corporate Fitness Works. I'm over here at the Aspiria Fitness Center, and today I'll be teaching a mobility and more formatted class. For today's class, you guys, equipment I'm going to be utilizing is going to be a foam roller, mat. We're going to use a PVC pipe here, and then I will have a box or a bench set up. Okay, and then we're going to use a couple of miscellaneous weights here for our core finisher. Okay, so if you guys have 2 to 4 dumbbells accessible to you, they don't have to all be the same weight. You can kind of have differing weights as long as they're low to more moderate intensity. Okay, nothing too heavy. All right, then you guys will be all good to go. Okay, if you guys don't have some piece of equipment that we'll be using for our mobility movements, that's okay. You guys can just make a note of this. Okay. These movements, you guys can do these at any point to help the movement, mobility, okay? So even if you guys don't have this accessible to you, you can watch the video, get some of that knowledge, and then whenever you guys have that equipment accessible to you, you can go ahead and go through these movements, okay? So today's class, guys, we're gonna start off just getting stretched, okay? We're gonna go through a warm-up here to just get the whole body, both lower body, upper body, that core engaged. Get it going, okay? From there, we're gonna get into our mobility section for today's class, all right? Mobility work that we're gonna be going through today is going to be over the T-spine or the thoracic spine, okay? If you guys are unfamiliar with where this section is at on the body, basically this is gonna be that mid to upper back of the spine, okay? So basically it's gonna be that mid chest and up, okay? And reasons that we would want to increase that range of motion, increase that mobility in that T-spine is first and foremost, this is going to help with any type of overhead extension, okay? So it's going to help with posture, all right? Like I said, any type of overhead extension or any type of pressing exercises, increasing that range of motion in that T-spine is going to help all of that out. And then also just for daily living, obviously posture, very important. Okay, you know, most of the time we're at our desk or, you know, you're at home slouched, rounded shoulders, okay? Through the mobility, through the movements that we're gonna go through today, this is gonna help set everything back, okay? Allow a little bit more movement, rotation, side bending, flexion, extension, kind of all of that good stuff, okay? So that's kind of what we have going as far as our mobility work today. Once we get through our 4 movements, we're gonna get into a little core finisher to kind of wrap everything up, get that core nice and tight, get everything strengthened up there as far as the midsection goes, okay? And then we're gonna be done with our workout today, all right? So really, we're just gonna get a lot of good knowledge here, going over 4 different specific movements, okay? And that's what we'll be using the foam roller, PVC pipe, and that box for, okay? Yeah, so that's what we got today, guys. Like I said, we're gonna get into that warm-up here to start. I'm gonna be doing this going back and forth, walking it out, but if you guys don't have any space available to you, that's totally fine. You guys can just do this stationary, okay? Not a big deal. All right, let's go ahead, guys. Stand it on up, all right? First exercise we're going to do here for this dynamic warm-up is we're going to do a quad stretch, okay? So getting that front part of the thigh stretched out here, okay? All right, we're going to point that opposite foot. We're going to extend on that down toe to get a little added calf stretch there, okay? So as you guys grab that foot, okay, that ankle area, you're reaching up with that opposite arm, extending, and as you guys extend, pull on that foot, you guys should feel a nice stretch in that quad, okay? All right, quad stretch here, guys. I'm gonna walk this out about 8 to 10 yards down and back, but if you guys don't have the space, you can just do this for about 30 seconds or so, all right? As you guys extend on up, make sure you're getting that balance at the top, all right? Try to hold for about 3 to 4 seconds. Right, make sure that you guys aren't leaning too much forward, backwards, anything like that. gonna do a hip flexor stretch as well as an accompanying glute stretch. All right, we're gonna do walking knee tucks. Okay, so same thing here, I'll go 8 to 10 yards down. Here we're gonna get that hip flexor stretch here, okay, contracted, pulling up that knee, okay. When you guys are doing this, same thing, that opposite leg, we're gonna extend that down toe, get that calf going here, okay. All right, make sure when you guys pull that knee to your chest and up, that you're not arching that low back, okay. We just wanna make sure we're keeping everything going straight up, straight down. Okay, same thing here. We're gonna get about 3 to 4 seconds on that pull. Okay, so let's do this for about 30 seconds here, or 8 to 10 yards down and back. All right, same thing guys, try to keep that torso and your body position nice and neutral, okay? Try not to have too much bending at that low back position, all right? Next up, guys, we are going to do a walking glute stretch, okay? So here, we're gonna be obviously focused on the glutes, okay? Here, we're just gonna alternate grabbing knee, ankle, all right? Pulling up simultaneously, making sure that we don't have too much pressure pulling on the knee, too much pressure on that ankle. Pull up simultaneously, okay? Same thing, you guys should feel a deep stretch in that glute, of that leg you're pulling on, okay? Extend on that down toe, hold for about 3 to 4 seconds, all right? Walk it out, 8 to 10 yards, or just do this for 30 seconds, stationary. Okay, awesome. All right, next up, guys, we're gonna get that posterior part of the lower body engaged with some walking hamstring sweeps, okay? All right, so here, guys, we're gonna alternate kicking that leg out, okay? Kicking one leg out, we're gonna point that toe 45 degrees. Make sure that leg is relatively straight, okay? Here, all right, make sure that we are hinging, okay? So kind of act as if there's an invisible door right behind you. And here, you're gonna hinge to push that door in, okay? Once you guys hinge down, we're gonna go ahead and get that chest as low as we can, get a nice deep stretch, and then we're walking, sweeping into each step, okay? Alternating it out. All right, here guys, same thing, 8 to 10 yards down, or about 30 seconds total. Nice, guys. Next up, guys, we're going to get that posterior chain, those hammies, firing once again here with toy soldiers, okay? All right, so this is going to be a little bit more dynamic as we're going to swing our leg upwards, okay? So kicking that leg up, we're going to try to touch as high as we can, try to bring that hand down, opposite hand to that opposite leg, okay? Really trying to kick that leg up as high as we can go, okay? Once again, down leg, we're extending on that toe, getting that calf going here, all right? Like I said, guys, it's gonna be more of a dynamic movement to get those hammies firing here. Okay, so once again, 8 to 10 yards down, all right, for about 30 seconds total. Okay, all right guys, next up in the dynamic warm-up, we're gonna go ahead and go through our lunge complex. Okay, so this is gonna put everything together as far as the lower body is concerned. Okay, so we're gonna link up quads, hamstrings, glutes, those adductors, that groin area, abductors, that glute area, getting it all going here, okay? All right, so for this, we're gonna start off with a forward lunge, all right? Here, let's go about 8 to 15 yards down and back, okay? When you guys are doing this, all right, you can either do walking lunges where you're alternating your reps, okay, simultaneously, or if you guys really need to focus on each leg, you can go ahead, bring those legs back together each rep, okay? At the end of the day, I really want you guys to just focus on quality reps here, okay? And what I mean by quality reps is every time we're lunging out, make sure we're keeping that knee out, okay? Don't let that knee collapse, okay? As soon as it collapses, all glute work, glute activation is dissipated. So make sure we're keeping that knee out. Make sure every time we're lunging down, we're keeping that chest up, okay? All right? And then if you guys are doing those walking lunges, try to make sure that you guys aren't touching that back knee to the ground, okay? All right? Forward lunge down, forward lunge back. Let's go about 8 to 15 yards. Good. You guys' weight should be on that full front foot. Okay, but primarily we're trying to press through that down heel. Okay, load up that quad, load up those glutes. Good. Okay, next up in our lunge complex, guys, we're going to do a reverse lunge. Okay, so same setup as that forward lunge. Only biggest difference here is we're going to be working a little bit more balance, working a little bit more glutes. Okay, same motion, okay, only difference being is we're kicking it back. Okay, so every step of the way here, guys, kick that leg back. Bring the feet together if you want to. All right, quality reps here. All right, the opposite arm is going to be up as that opposite leg is forward. All right, 8 to 15 down. 8 to 15 back. All right, try to keep all that center of mass, that center of gravity, all kind of in that relatively middle position. Excellent. Okay, last thing we're going to do here for the lunge complex is going to be a side lunge. Okay, so where both of those first two exercises work that sagittal plane of forward backwards, this one we're going to be working through that frontal plane, okay, working side to side, all right? So here, guys, we're going to take a big step to the side every single time, okay? When you guys take that big step out, make sure we're not overextending, okay? As soon as we get into this position, we can't shift down at all or anything like that. So make sure that that step's not too far out, okay? Once you guys step it out, next thing you're going to do, shift those hips back, okay? As soon as you guys shift those hips back, you'll feel those hammies getting worked, okay? And then the last part of this side lunge, we're going to shift down into that first side, getting that groin area going, shifting to that other side, getting that area going, keeping that foot planted as well, okay? Not lifting it up. Keeping it planted, going back and forth. Once we do that, we're going to flip every time here, okay? So shift down, shift back, then we're flipping. All right, same thing here, guys. About 8 to 15, down and back. Okay, all right. Last thing we're gonna do here for our dynamic warm-up, guys, is we're gonna do inchworms, okay? So getting that upper body going here a little bit, getting those shoulders firing, all right? Here, guys, let's walk these out, okay, or stationary, like we've been doing, okay? Here, let's just get reps in, okay? So let's get 8 inchworms in, starting off those hands nice and tight to the feet. Okay, take your time, walk those hands out as many times as possible until we get to this high plank position. All right, hold for a second or two, and then we're just walking those hands right back where they started. Okay, getting those shoulders going. All right, tightening up that core here. All right, let's get 8 reps here, guys. Walk it out, walk it out, walk it out. Okay, all right, once you guys get those inchworms in, dynamic warm-up is completed, all right? Next up, guys, we're gonna get into our mobility section of work today, okay? All right, so we're gonna start off, guys. First thing we're gonna do is go over how you guys can test and assess your overall thoracic spine mobility movement from the jump, okay? So that's the first thing we're gonna do. We're gonna go over a test that you guys can do to kind of figure out if there's any type of imbalance, both sides, as far as your T-spine goes, if you have a little bit more flexibility one way than the other, okay? So that'll be what we go over first. All right, guys, let's go ahead. Let's get on our mat, okay? All right, we're gonna be starting off sitting on our shins here, okay? So you guys can kind of sit back in that hero's pose on those shins. Okay, all right, here guys, we're gonna start off one side here, so right, left arm, doesn't really matter, okay? One arm is gonna be in the middle with that elbow down on the ground, right in between those legs. And then with that other arm, we're gonna have that on our low back here, okay? Keeping it on that low back full time, all right? Just like so. Okay, so that's our starting position for this test. Okay, all right. Now, when we're doing this test, goals here are we're really just trying to keep that chest down full time. Okay, so as you guys do this stretch, basically what we're going to be accomplishing here, okay, the movement is going to be opening up into that side with the arm on the low back. Okay, try to open up as high as we can to get that rotation. And what we're looking for here is 45 degrees off the ground, okay? All right, if you're able to get around 45 degrees or greater, okay, that mobility, your T-spine, rotation, everything looks great, okay? If not, if you guys are barely able to move or you feel that chest rising up, then you guys need to need to work on these movements that we're gonna, getting at myself, that we're about to integrate, okay? All right, so like I said, guys, tilting up, keeping that chest down. All right, try to go as far as you can. Holding for about 5 seconds or so. All right, doing that one more time. All right, let's go ahead and test that other side here. Same thing. Open up, try to keep that chest to the ground. Back down. All right, nice guys. Okay, so that's how you guys can test that thoracic spine mobility, that movement, okay? All right, nice body weight exercise testing that you guys can do, all right? If you guys find that one side is, both sides are unable to hit that 45 degrees, then we're just gonna need to implement these movements that we're about to get into, okay? If you guys have quality rotation on both sides and you pass that 45-degree mark, that's what we're looking for. We still recommend you going through these movements to increase or help that extension, flexion, horizontal rotation, all of that stuff for the thoracic spine. But anyways, losing track here. So we're gonna get into our first movement, okay, for increasing that range of motion in that upper mid-back T-spine area. All right, so we're gonna start off, guys, using a foam roller here. Okay, so the first movement that we are going to do, I'm calling this a iso foam roll T-spine extension. Okay, so here, guys, we can go ahead and lay that foam roller on the ground. All right, we're gonna go ahead, get that low part of the T-spine on that foam roller. Okay, all right, so get that low part of the spine on that foam roller here. Okay, hands we're gonna have up in the air in this extension position. All right, and here, guys, we're gonna do about 15 to 20 little mini sit-ups to try to increase that range of motion and to try to add a little bit of tension, all right, movement to increase that range of motion. Okay, so we're gonna do about 15 to 20. They're kind of little mini sit-ups. Okay, and here, guys, I really want you to just focus on making sure that we're not getting that low spine involved here. Okay, so don't try to overextend it. All right, just little 15 to 20 little movements. Once you guys do about 15 to 20, I want you guys to roll that foam roller a little bit higher up on that back to get kind of that top part of the T-spine going. And then once again, guys, we're going to do about 15 to 20 little mini sit-ups once again. Okay? All right, if you guys have a specific tension area, if you're feeling really tight or you have really poor posture, you guys can focus on a specific area for longer. All right, but like I said, guys, kind of try to just get all aspects of this extension here. 15 to 20. Okay, all right, I'm going to go ahead and raise that foam roller a little bit higher up on the back. Okay, alrighty, guys, so that's the first movement, all right, for our mobility work, okay? It's gonna be that iso foam roll, or that back iso foam roll with that thoracic extension, all right? Start off with this one, guys, okay? If you're feeling nice and good, if you guys already have relatively good mobility in that thoracic spine area, then you guys can go ahead and you don't have to retest or anything like that. I would just implement this movement here and there, okay? All right, second movement that we are gonna go over here, guys, this is going to be the prayer stretch. Okay, so once again, we're gonna involve our foam roller here, once again, okay? All right, if you guys haven't done the prayer stretch before, basically we're gonna be on our shins here, okay? All right, on our shins. All right, we're gonna have that foam roller right out in front of us. And here, guys, we're gonna keep our chest low to the ground. All right, we're gonna have our arms up on this foam roller. Okay, and here we're just gonna roll out to where you feel that T-spine getting worked here. Okay, dropping that chest down. And then we're gonna come back up. Okay, all right, so I recommend getting about 5 to 8 reps in here. Okay, when you guys are doing these reps, take about 5 deep breaths in as you guys extend on out. Okay, come all the way back up, replicate that movement, okay? Shouldn't be repping this out quickly. You guys should be taking your time, okay? Extending on out, depressing that chest in, getting that slight arch in that upper back, okay? Because that's what we're going for here, guys, okay? Increasing that range of motion, increasing that arch, all right? It's gonna help us very much so as far as our presses go, as far as our posture goes, kind of all that stuff, all right? So prayer stretch here, guys. Let's get about 8 reps in. Like I said, extend all the way out, drop that chest down, get that slight arch in that mid-back, and then we're coming back up with it. All right, let's get 8 reps in here. Okay. Alrighty, guys. So that is the second movement to help increase that range of motion, movement in the upper T-spine. Okay. Like I said, you guys can do this 4 reps, or you can just do it until you feel like you're really getting that good deep stretch. Okay. For every rep, though, guys, take about 5 deep breaths in. Okay. Yeah. And that's what we got for our second movement here, that prayer stretch. Okay. If you guys do have poor when you guys were testing, if you weren't able to hit that 45-degree mark when you were doing that, opening up, okay, once you guys go a few of these mobility movements, you can go ahead and retest, and you'll see that you probably increase that range of motion just after doing a few different exercises, okay? All right, third movement that we're gonna go over here, guys, we're gonna be using this box here, and we're gonna be using this PVC pipe, all right, with what we're gonna call box T-spine stretch, okay? All right, so here, guys, we're gonna have our PVC pipe, okay? We're gonna be gripping it in like a front rack position, okay? So gripping that PVC pipe, all right? We're gonna get on our knees in front of that box, all right? And here, guys, it's gonna be a very similar motion to that prayer stretch, only we're gonna have a little bit of an elevated position, so we're going to be able to drop that chest down just a little bit more here, okay? So elbows are going to be up on that box, all right? Once again here, guys, we're going to drop that chest down. We want to get that top part of the back slightly arched here. We're going to take about 5 deep breaths in, sink down, stretch it out. Then we're going to come up. Okay, let's get about 5 reps here. Each rep, 5-second hold. Get those deep breaths in. Okay, alrighty, guys. So that was the third movement, okay? That's gonna be that box T-spine stretch, okay? Like I said, you guys can do this from an elevated box position, okay? I have mine a little bit lower, all right? Like I said, guys, make sure we're focusing on that top part of that T-spine, okay? If you guys want more of a lat stretch, okay, you guys can always widen those hands out, making more of a V position, all right? And then instead of shooting that chest down, you guys can set back just a little bit to get more of that low part of the back stretched out, okay? And this is gonna get, more of that low back, more of that lat, latissimus dorsi stretched out, okay? Once again, guys, you do that movement, do all of those movements, and retest, and you're gonna see an improvement in range of motion in that rotational testing, okay? All right, fourth movement that we're gonna go over today, guys, last movement that we're gonna go over for increasing that T-spine mobility is going to be a seated rotation and side bend, okay? So equipment we're gonna need for this is going to be both foam roller, PVC pipe, and a box, okay? So you guys can go ahead, get seated on that box here, all right? Here we're gonna have that foam roller in between those legs, and full time you guys are gonna be squeezing those legs to keep those glutes engaged, all right? We're gonna have that PVC pipe up on our back here, all right? And the exercise, it's just like it says, okay? We're gonna do a side rotation, okay? So horizontal side rotation, twisting as far as we can go or until it's comfortable. And then we're gonna add a side bend to get a little bit of that rotation. Okay, back up, try to go a little bit further here. Twist, back, and see if you can go a little bit further. Add that side bend. Okay, do one side here, guys. Slowly increasing that side bend, or that rotation and side bend. Okay, and then let's get that other side. Okay, so twist till you feel that you can work. Side bend. Let's go back, try to go a little bit further here. Go back, try to go a little bit further. Okay, all right. Let's go ahead. We're going to get both sides 2 more times here. Okay, so go as far as you can. Add that side bend. Go back. Twist. Throughout, keep that tension on the foam roller tight. All right, let's get that other side. Let's get both sides one more time here. Okay. Alrighty, guys. So with that last exercise, that's kind of incorporating all the aspects that the thoracic spine goes through or can go through. All right. So like I was saying earlier, guys, T-spine, doing these movements, we're going to increase that flexion, extension, a lot of extension there. Okay, that extension is good for lots of that overhead work, presses, that type of stuff. Okay, but we're also working that side bend, as you can see. Okay, that horizontal rotation. All right, so all aspects of that, you guys, we're increasing all of it. Okay, so you guys can go through those 4 movements. Okay, to increase that range of motion. You guys can pick and choose, okay, what you prefer out of those 4. You can do them all if you want to, okay? But once you guys do all of those, make sure to retest to see where you're at, okay? Like I said, after just doing 1 or multiple of those movements, you guys should feel and see a difference in your testing, okay? So like I said, guys, remember that knee on, or that elbow on the ground, hand on the low back, open up, okay, without trying to open up completely, trying to open up that chest, all right? That didn't make sense. We're keeping that chest low, opening up, all right, that chest as much as possible without raising up is what I was trying to say, okay? All right, make sure you're retesting, go through those movements, all right? And that will wrap up our mobility section, okay? All right, so at this point, guys, we're gonna get into a little bit of a core finisher, all right? so you guys can get the PVC pipe, foam roller, and box out of the way if you'd like. Okay, the only piece of equipment we're going to need for this core finisher is a mat and then those weights if you have them available to you. Okay. Alrighty guys, so for our core finisher today, we're going to have 4 different exercises. Alright, we're working all aspects of the core. So first exercise we're going to be on our back, working low part of the core and or those hip flexors. Alright. Second exercise, we're going to flip it on over our stomach. Alright, doing a high plank assembly line. So basically for that, we're going to be working isometrically, tightening up the core, so hitting everything here, as well as a little bit of shoulder dexterity. Okay, so working those shoulders a little bit. Alright, third exercise, we're going to be back on our backside again, working a little bit, more of a contraction, okay, getting both top and low part of the core going with a bicycle sit-up variation. Alright, and then the last thing we're going to do is going to be a Russian twist variation where we're going to be getting that midsection going, okay, that transversus abdominis. Alright, so that's what we got. Real briefly, I'm going to go over each exercise so you guys know what you're doing, and then we're going to get into round 1. Okay, so like I was saying, you guys, first exercise, we're going to be on our back here. All right, let me move my mat. All right. Okay. This mat sucks. Okay. All right, guys. First exercise we're going to do is going to be a 6-inch hold for half the time. So half the time, we're going to have our feet off the ground, 6 inches. Okay? I'm going to give you guys a 3, 2, 1, and then we're going to elevate those legs to 45 degrees for the rest of the half the time. Okay? Throughout, I want you guys to keep those legs relatively straight if you can. All right? If you can't, if you feel those hip flexors are just, they're too fatigued or whatnot, that's fine. Just make sure we're keeping those legs off the ground. Okay? All right, keep those legs straight, keep the tension on the core. Second exercise, we're going to be on our stomach, okay, high plank position. We're going to have weights on one side of the body. Okay, so weights to one side of the body. We're going to do what I like to call an assembly line variation, which basically we're just going to be bringing those weights from one side to the other. So we're in that high plank position, reaching through, pull across, and we're resetting the hands every single time. Okay? Once you guys get all the weights to one side, same thing, we're bringing them right on back. Okay? All right? Third exercise we're going to do, we're going to be on our back in that bicycle position. All right? Doing a alternating elbow to knee crunch to a foot to hand crunch. Okay, so that's going to be opposite leg, opposite arm, hitting that elbow to knee, getting that full extension, getting that arm to hand, or that arm to leg, and then you're going to alternate sides. Okay, so you're doing basically 2 reps on one side, then you're doing 2 on the other. Okay, and cycling out. All right, last exercise we're going to do, guys, we're in that Russian twist or boat pose position. All right, so if you can, feet off the ground. If not, heels slightly touching. All right, weights all on one side, and same thing here, guys. We're going to move those weights to one side. All right, move them to one side, move on back. Okay? All right, we're going to have all of this for time. All right, and we're going to go ahead and do 2 rounds total. All right, 4 exercises, 2 rounds total. We're going to start off with that 6-inch to 45-degree hold. All right, we're going to start off, this is going to be for 36 seconds. So let's go ahead, lay on our backside here, guys. Core work. Let's get it. 6-inch hold. We're going in 3, 2, 1. Let's get it up. Getting ready to elevate in 3, 2, 1. Elevate those legs 45 degrees, guys. All right, not too high up, not too low on the ground. Find that sweet spot. Challenge yourself. Stop it in 3, 2, 1, and stop. All right, quickly rotate on over into that high plank position. Get the weights to one side. We got that high plank assembly line up next. All right, remember to reset that hand each time. We're going to do this for 40 seconds. Let's go in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Stop it in 3, 2, 1, and stop. All right, nice guys. Lay back on your backside here. We're gonna have that bicycle crunch variation. We're gonna crunch elbow to knee, then hand to foot, and then switching legs. Okay, just alternating that out. All right, bicycle crunch variation. 3 seconds to begin. We got this for 35 seconds total. Let's go in 3, 2, 1, let's go. Stop in 3, 2, 1, and stop. Woo. Okay, guys, flip it on over to the boat pose position, Russian twist position. All right, last thing we got here for round 1, gonna be Russian twist assembly line. So get those weights to one side, all right? Pick up, rotate, set that weight down, move those weights over, move them on back. All right, last thing we got round 1, guys. 40 seconds on the clock. Go in 3, 2, 1, let's go. Stop it in 3, 2, 1, and stop. Okay, round 1 done, guys. We're gonna take a quick 30 seconds off. If you guys need water real quick, you guys can grab it. All right, we're gonna do one more round here, guys, and then we are done for the day. Okay, all right, so one more round, guys. Let's tighten up that core one last time. Okay, back to the top with that 6-inch hold into that 45-degree hold, okay? Keep those legs straight. Make sure you're not bending those knees. All right, we're gonna do this for 32 seconds. Let's get it, guys. Last round, best round. Let's get it going here in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Get those legs up. Three, 2, 1, elevate up. Stop it in 3, 2, 1, and stop. Okay, flip it on over your stomach, guys. Get those weights to a side. Got that high plank assembly line up next. All right, gonna do this for 35 seconds. High plank assembly line. Let's get it here in 3, 2, 1, let's go. Stop it in 3, 2, 1, and stop. All right, get back on that backside, guys. Next up, that bicycle crunch variation. All right, opposite elbow, opposite knee. Then we're going opposite hand to that opposite foot. All right, get a twist to the top each time. Alternate legs. Let's get this for 30 seconds. Going in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Stop it in 3, 2, 1, and stop. All right, guys, go ahead, rotate on up in that boat pose position. Get those weights to one side. We're gonna do that Russian twist assembly line one more time here. Last thing we got for class today. Move those weights over, control, control, control. We got this for 35 seconds. Let's get it, guys, in 3, 2, 1, let's go. And we're stopping in 3, 2, 1, and stop. Woo. Alrighty, guys, good work today. All right, class is completed. All right, once again, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed today's class. Hopefully you guys got a lot of good knowledge. Hopefully you got a good stretch today. Hopefully you were able to do some of the T-spine movements that we went over. All right. As always, guys, we really appreciate you taking the time watching these videos. If you guys would like to see specific mobility in specific areas, shoulders, back, lower body, knees, hips, ankles, wherever, please be sure to let us know, okay? We always appreciate we always want to hear what you guys are looking to see. So we appreciate the time, guys. As always, hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys are staying safe. Until next time, guys, take care. We'll see you in the next video.